you, members of the Health and Government Operations Committee. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be before you today. For the record, I am Delegate Lisa Belcastro presenting House Bill 600, and I'll say it again, State Board of Examiners for audiologists, hearing aid dispensers, speech and language pathologists, duties, appointment of members, and requirements for licensees. The State Board of Examiners for audiologists, hearing aid dispensers, and speech language pathologists has reached that moment in time where it's time to update their statutes. So we've been working with them closely as they've gone through this process. And we believe that this bill will modernize the board while elevating transparency and consistency for licensees. HB 600 seeks to make a number of changes to the board, and those are going to include defining professions licensed by the board as healthcare professionals, specifying how a licensee of the board must represent themselves to the public. And 3, it shifts the responsibility of soliciting board member appointments from local professional organizations to the board itself. And finally, there's going to be some clarifying language and statute regarding licensure requirements. We have a couple of amendments that I want to make you aware of. Amendment number 1 is going to be technical, but amendment number 2, it seeks to remove the mentioning of a balloting process for recommendations of board member appointments. And this is an issue because when the bill was first introduced, the board, or since the bill's been introduced, the board has learned about the significant costs that are associated with conducting a balloting process. So seeing that the board just isn't able to incur those expenses, they would prefer to utilize another means of making recommendations for board seat appointments. So that's the bill. I thank you again for allowing me to present HB 600. We respectfully ask for your favorable report. And with that, I'd like to hand it over to my panel, who has just worked tirelessly with me on getting the details of this bill hammered out.
And thank you very much, Delegate. We'll go to Jennifer Mertes.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Mertes. I am currently the board chair for the Board of Examiners for all the professions in our list. The longest board name ever. This is my 4th year of my term. And over the course of my term, these are items on our bill being proposed. These are items that have popped up repeatedly over time. And so we're taking this as an opportunity to do some housekeeping, if you will. And one really important part I wanted to stress is for consumer protection and making sure that we're able to hold our licensees accountable by putting them in that category of healthcare professional, and also making sure that on all of their work product, they're using their license name rather than some people go by maybe a maiden name or married name, something that doesn't match their license. And that on all of their items, they also indicate their license number. This will help the board with processing complaints and discipline in a more efficient manner and help consumers find information about that licensed professional. I want to thank Delegate Belcastro for his support and everyone for giving us time today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next witness is a favorable with amendment. So let's see if there are any questions for Dr. Mertes or the sponsor. Any questions? Seeing none, thank you very much. I'll call favorable with amendment, Candace Robinson.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. Thank you, Delegate Belcastro, for sponsoring this bill for us. I'm the Executive Director of the board, and so I just want to say me too. I think that Delegate Belcastro touched upon the point very well, and I'm just going to speak to the balloting process and to make sure that it is known that we do follow the proper process of that, where applicants who wish to sit on the board must register or they must apply to be appointed. And once we are given that list of names, we are looking at who we would recommend to move forward to be vetted based upon diversity. And diversity could include race, ethnicity, where they are living geographically on the board, and any subspecialties they represent. so that our consumers and our licensees are well represented by the person that is selected to that seat on the board. And with that, I would like to just say me too to everything else. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here today. Questions from the committee? Delegate Kelly.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, and thank you for bringing this bill forward. I just want to confirm, I think I have it right. You're signed up, Candace, favorable with amendments, but those amendments you're referring to are those amendments that the sponsor already mentioned. It's just one set of amendments, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Delegate. Any other questions? Okay. Seeing none, that concludes the hearing on House Bill 600. And we will move to the next bill, which is House Bill